Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I've created magic and miracles for people of all walks of life, all around the globe, of all walks of life, and all around the globe to make their manifestation goals and dreams happen. And I've designed what's called the signature coaching package program. Sorry. Which was designed to help people of YouTube in particular to achieve the most results in as little time as possible. I've been a coach for 10 years, and during my own deep dive 15 years ago now, I've created methods and handpicked them, cherry picked them, as it were. The methods that definitely work. None of the stuff that doesn't work for sure, like endless affirmations, but really taking the time, in fact, to examine your own mind, how your mind works. What works for your mind may not work for another. So I never cookie cut my process in that sense, but in fact, it's custom made around you. So we start with covering your mama drama panorama, as I refer to it, your history. No detail is too small in that sense because it helps me understand your background, your belief system. We cover all the incidents, process all the emotions, and then we go to work on things like forgiveness, reworking your beliefs, etc. There's a lot of very meticulous work there, and this is why I feel this is really important, and I'm really proud of this coaching program that simply did not exist 3 years ago when I first came to YouTube. Since then, somebody tried to copy me very unsuccessfully, and I've gotten reports of horror stories, quite frankly. And it's my duty to report that this person is still doing it, but we're in court, and hopefully after that, she will stop because it's just a misrepresentation, misadvertisement of my work that I've put in, like I said, 15 years of it into it. But this is the real deal. This is the original. And it is absolutely infallible, this coaching program. Completely. If you show up and you ready to rock and roll and do the work, you will succeed. People who do not take action, I mean, it's just like if you're sitting there and affirming, and you don't support in a 3D with your action, nothing is going to happen. Okay. So after processing the emotions, again, we establish what it is that you want your life to be like, and I help you redesign your entire life. This is not just about your SP, make no mistake. I think that would be very superficial, and I'm all about the deep dive and really making a difference in your life so that this 2 to 3 months on average that you'll spend with me as an investment in your quantum leap will last you, in fact, a lifetime. Now, people sometime down the line, 6 years, excuse me, 6 months to a year down the line, come back and we do touch ups. But at that point, they're not dealing with the same issues. In fact, we're just tweaking and retweaking things that they're working on currently. Okay. So it's an entirely different situation. Everything's recorded for posterity in my coaching, and you will get the chance to keep all these tapes via Zoom or via a phone call to re-listen to. And I often get this feedback that, a few months down the line, once you're processing all of this all over again, it just sinks in on a deeper level and you really get the most benefit this way. So there's a lot of information in the coaching process. And in the beginning, we meet 3 times per week. Sometime down the line, when I feel it's appropriate and you would have to agree, obviously, and of course, I can downgrade it to twice a week. In no shape or form do I want to keep you in my coaching longer than you really have to be there. Okay. So to be in my coaching, you need to book a 1 hour session first, simply to make sure that we definitely resonate with each other, um, that we can work well with each other, and that my teachings definitely, that you're not misinterpreting them. And I'm going to talk about something today that some people have definitely misinterpreted, um, and that is magic spells, how to cast a magic spell on your SP. And in no shape or form, again, as I've mentioned in my short, has that to do with witchcraft. Okay. It has everything to do with your own energy. And I teach what's called energy work in my coaching, which surrounds, again, once you cleanse the mama drama panorama, what's left is your own authentic golden Buddha status energy. What is golden Buddha? For those who are new, and big thumbs up and big subscribe, you truly are going to learn a lot on this channel, things that you'll never learn anywhere else. Trust me, I've done my research in the last 15 years, which is why I can speak with such confidence. You will learn a lot because you will understand that instead of watching 300 million of videos on YouTube, the best investment in yourself and your manifestation surrounds around your own energy and how you, in fact, casting spells right now, unbeknownst to you, or maybe very, very known to you, but you're not really doing much, maybe to change it, or maybe you don't understand how to change it. So I'm here to kind of give you what I have done with great success in my life. And it started out semi unconscious, and I'm here kind of like coming with with a warning and with an encouragement all at the same time. Like, my problem has never been that I didn't know my power in the arena of, let's just say, attracting SPs. I think it's very worth mentioning that the caliber of the people and the experiences that you will attract, that's what the actual concern, if there was any, to be had. So going into this, everything that I'm about to say, please keep in mind two things: that this is only for somebody who is already parted with their mama drama panorama. At the very least, they're in the process of doing so, and this does not apply to an abusive relationship. I think this goes without saying. All right. And at any point, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment. All right. So the number one thing is that this is really powerful, and this will really come true. Okay. And it has everything to do, again, with your energy and the energy that you embody. The energy it starts out with is obvious. It's confidence. Confidence in what? Confidence in the things that you want, confidence in the things that you script, write down, confidence in the words that you speak. So this is very much what a magic spell is to me, is the thought transmission and the energy transmission. So it's not enough to utter something. It's not enough to write down something. Okay. It has very much to do with the marriage of two. In other words, I can say anything I want, but if I imbue it with an emotion of, first of all, being confident in my powers, that once I speak it, once I project it out, I thought transmitted to this person, it is game over. And as long as I continue thought transmitting this energy and these thought forms to this person is literally completely powerless. Okay. But it has to contain this energy. So look at the difference. I'm bothered right now. I'm gonna be one of you guys, okay? I'm bothered right now that I'm not receiving the confirmation of what I'm doing internally. I'm bothered because my SP is with somebody else. I'm bothered. I'm bothered. I'm bothered. Okay, so this is exactly the kind of energy that absolutely cannot come into you writing a magic spell, uttering a magic spell, becoming this magic spell, because you ultimately are going to mirror to them this energy that you want to see in them. Okay. Again, this is nothing new. It's just there's a lot more intention that goes into this and a lot more focus. Okay. And I'm only going on the assumption that you really had enough of being unsuccessful. Okay. In this arena. Versus I'm sitting here and I'm thinking of them and I'm so self-assured in my power. And I'm really, really confident having done this, prior with a lot of success, as I've mentioned. I already know how little you need when you don't have any mama drama panorama going on to touch that person energetically. Okay. And you can start right now. And I mean, your decision, any decision has that you will direct towards them, it has to be benevolent because again, you're becoming their mirror. So in that sense, it makes no fucking sense to do harm by others, or much less, your SP, even in an uncomfortable way. Now, you can, the only The only exception would be when they've done you wrong and you want to give that energy back to them because that energy doesn't belong anyway. It's kind of like what they call, a return to sender kind of situation. And this, listen, first of all, universe will do that for you. But if you want to do like a cleansing meditation and this and that, and maybe I'll record one for my channel at some point. This is very much, like it's okay by the universe because it's not your energy in the first place. Okay, so be mindful of, again, what first of all, what kind of spell is going out right now out of the ethers of your mind? Okay, you're very much casting a spell on them right now. Like what you're doing right now, you're already powerful. You've heard this before, but examine, if not in coaching, like what is going out of your mind and communicating to them the story, because the story can drastically change. And I'm telling you this from experience. I have a story that I'm going to tell at some point that's going to be really, really inspiring and encouraging for you guys. And like basically a confirmation that anything is possible. Even the person could be lukewarm or against you or even hate you. Okay, at some point, I've had that happen. Definitely. Not to listen, there's always like this line of no return, but there's abuse. That's what I truly believe. Any person can fuck up, change their mind, apologize. But once it's perpetual and that's all you know by this person and they've had chance upon a chance to reconsider, you know what I mean? That's like beyond repair in my eyes. Okay. But so versus sitting here and saying, I know you've been lukewarm towards me, SP. I know you've maybe even chosen a third party, maybe are married to somebody else right now. And please don't shy away from these subjects. I think everybody wants to know the answer. Like if they're married, what to do. Okay. Or if they're with somebody else, understand, no manipulation is present in this practice. You simply are a really extraordinarily powerful magician who knows exactly how to quantum leap. A magic spell is a quantum leap, in fact, for you. Okay, it's not, you're not messing with the 3D, god forbid. That's purely like the height of unintelligence. Okay, you're not manipulating anybody. What you are doing is you very intensely and in a very focused way, situating yourself in a timeline where that is already going on. Like, meaning, like, they don't have a wife there, they don't have a spouse there, they don't have that crazy ex-girlfriend, they don't have this set of circumstances. And yes, it's possible. You may be like zoning out by now, like, oh my God, that's totally impossible. Darling, it's possible. It's just as possible as you brushing your teeth this morning. Okay, it just depends on like how open-minded you are to the timeline that you want to travel, quite frankly. But that the same person could be married in one timeline and not married in the other, that's a fucking fact. Okay, or at the very least, I mean, listen, the universe will make it believable. Okay, and will make it so that there's a continuity. Maybe they weren't getting along all along, but this is the thing, right? Once you decide on the instruction and the conditions and the things that will happen between you, the magic spell will again accommodate the circumstances around you and within them and within yourself also, that it will be like, again, it's like it's always been like this. Like, no, you will see, you will stumble upon certain things in that timeline that people will be like, what's wrong with you? You haven't noticed? This was always like this. And if you talk to that version of this SP, they will tell you, my darling, I've been kind of like, waiting for you to change your tune, or I've been salivating after you. I've been loving you. I've been all of these things. So just understand, like, going into this, it's not a premise of I'm trying to muscle my way into this. I, in fact, am again aligning my energy with the energy of that SP. I am the mirror. If I am telepathically, okay, this is even, appropriate to say about telepathy, because you're really just talking to yourself. And it's so much fun. It's so entertaining. Like, you should never see 3D as something against yourself. You should see it as entertainment only. It will become like, when you're lighthearted like this, it will become easier for you to entertain scenarios that are possibly improbable to you right now. Okay, or maybe even impossible. And so the thought transmission again, and the feeling transmission, it's not enough to send a thought form. Okay, it's not enough to utter something, but you literally have to vibrate it yourself. In order to cast a magic spell on somebody, you have to become that energy yourself. So let's just say I want somebody to all of a sudden start falling completely madly in love with me. Now, first of all, the way that I write magic spells is I wait, like, don't get the wrong idea. It's not that I'm always on. Like, nobody is always on. I think that's fucking humanly impossible. I mean, energy wise, like, you need to calibrate your own energy again to try to mirror it to that result. So, as an example, if I wanted for somebody to start falling madly in love with me, and right now it's like, again, my favorite is when it's least likely. Then I can really see the difference, kind of deal. Like, it's a little too easy, you know what I mean? To make somebody fall in love that's already kind of, there. You know what I mean? That's like no work. But I really like to turn shit around when it's like really unlikely. So right now they are lukewarm, but you can start to place yourself into this vibration of, I wonder what it would look like for them to all of a sudden get it into their head that I'm sexy. Let's start, like, warm up to it. Okay, start looking for some truth that you can entertain. If there's nothing to work with, there's never really nothing to work with. There's something to work with, always. There are always like little seeds of truth already in that version that you want more of. So again, my favorite example, let's just say they're handsome. Like in my case, you know what? Like, if somebody has blue eyes and blonde hair, I'm just like, drooling kind of situation. Like, that's my weakness. That's my type. But you have your own. Like, surely there's something already there to work off of. So you putting yourself in that vibration of pure, unadulterated appreciation of that person, even if it's just their looks, even if it's just their voice, and let's just say they fucked up about something else, or they're not doing something and you're upset about that, you leave that shit behind. Okay, you just say, you know something, I was with my mama drama panorama, why don't we start anew? Okay, I'm forgiving myself, forgiving them, la la la. Again, abuse is excluded. And you only start dwelling, like tapping into their consciousness to mirror it, to start telling it what to do. Okay, this is after you already, sorry, let me correct myself, not after. So first tapping into their consciousness, the consciousness of that version who, again, has always already been gaga for you, has always already wanted to marry you, has been making plans, has been like waiting for the right moment, and all these things that you don't see in the 3D. And remember one thing, like, very quickly, just this SP, just going forward, understand, like, it's a blank canvas, right? You can paint whatever the fuck on them. Like, every moment you're brand new, right? Every moment you're like a different incarnation, as it were, of yourself, because you're traveling through billions of parallel realities. But so are they. So are they. You, like, literally every billionth of a second, you have a chance to transport yourself to that version. Like, why are you not doing it, right? Becomes the question, because again, you're too enamored, jokingly put, with that other version that didn't give you that commitment, that didn't give you this love, that was whatever, cruel, maybe, perhaps even not bordering on abuse, but we've all been known to say things we don't mean sometimes, and all these kind of things. Okay, so why not choose a different version right now and continue choosing that version? And so what will happen is that you will fuse with that version and it will feel like coming home. That's the only way that I can explain it. You know that you're on the right track when you start communicating telepathically with that version, and they're now feeding you new ideas, okay, and those ideas magically start to mirror your own. Now at some point in this process, once you feel, and intuitively you will feel, when you actually need to sit down, and parenthesis here, I have the package, the do-it-yourself package that goes blow by blow how to create the magic spell. It doesn't cover, the mama drama panorama. You understand you need to be in coaching, but if you wanted to just to sample it, some people, that's how they start off with me. You could do it. It's on my website, blow by blow. But I'm giving you the like the overall synopsis here. If you, as long as it is still a synopsis. Trust me. There's like 5 audios in that package. So somewhere in that process, once you're ready, once you really feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's almost like you're in their head. Okay. You're in their head and you know that it's welcome. First of all, that is how you know it's that you're benevolent about it. You don't trespass the situation of being malicious. That's a big no-no. You're in their head. You feel like if you think a thought in their direction, and now you've established this tonality of feeling like home. You feel like home with this new version. No longer do you need to struggle to prove yourself worthy, or to explain to them why they need to be faithful and loyal to you, why they need to choose you. No, this is a version that's like it's everything you want. Okay. And it's not an exaggeration. Like, in any department that you're complaining about right now about them, like, picture a version that it's always been like this and it has never been an issue. Okay. And so you're home with this version, but parenthesis here still, notice that to be at home, to feel at home with the version like this, you yourself, yeah, you have to come in concert with this frequency. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's just not, because you're going to be over here with your mama drama panorama and really making forecasts of doom and gloom. It has absolutely nothing to do with that version. So in that sense, like, choose a fucking reality and stick to it, okay? But at some point, you will find that any thought that you think, you will start directing them. Like, I don't even know how to say. Like, it's like they're on a remote control, and it again, it's not trespassing anybody's free will. It's in fact communicating with your soulmate, if you want to phrase it like that. It's communicating with your own self, with your own creation. Okay. So again, remember, you're the power, you're the tower of power, you're already doing it. How are you going to do it next? It's what's matter. So if you want to start warming up, okay, that's where I was kind of going. Warm up with something easy. Let's just not go to proposal right away. Okay. You might, but maybe that's where you are today. But maybe it's something like, listen, if you're coming off of their ghosting me and you just want to get that fucking text message, even though that shouldn't be like the end all, start with that. And as long as you're working and in the process of creating some kind of a change of mood, in other words, where before you were yearning and salivating, now this is, you're back in power and you're in fact saying, listen, I'm about to write this magic spell. I'm about to write this really powerful intention. Like, what version of me, okay, now will feel ultra confident about everything that I'm going to write down? Okay. Now, that's the thing. That's the power. That's the magic spell. Your confidence. It doesn't fucking matter what you will write down, what you will say, what you will do. If there is no confidence underneath it all, that once you've completed writing it or uttering it or whatever shape or form, like, I go into different kinds of methodology in my coaching, and it does surround acceptance. right? You have to, your mind, your own mind has to be like, I have spoken this, I have written this, and it is law. Now, further understand that whatever you write, period, does become law in your universe. Now, to make it intense and to come up for it to come about faster, yes, of course, it helps that you're kind of like zoned in on it, so to speak, and you're deliberately making energetic deposits, okay? But what you write in your world, it is law. So be really mindful, like, whilst you're thinking it's not working, it's working all the same. It's just, do you know, again, that your word is law, your word is power completely. So again, you're going to be in that energy of, I know that I'm this powerful, that once I decide on a certain precise instruction, they're completely powerless. They're completely powerless. I've taken over my reality once and for all. I'm going to embody this feeling myself. And at any point in time, I mean, after writing out the specifics, and I'm going to go into certain other, directions and instructions, but after you've written out and you've gotten yourself familiar with what that version would feel like diametrically opposed, and now they're salivating after you. It should never be, okay, the idea should never be, I am again muscling it into existence. The idea is, I'm letting it come over here. I'm letting them pursue me. I'm letting them to go crazy over me. It's already understood. Like, understand, in that new world, for that new version of you, this is commonplace. This guy or girl, it's nothing. Do you understand? Like, I know it means a lot to you and all this kind of jazz, and I understand, but it's not a big deal. It's not the big deal you're trying to make it out to be. Okay? So just, I don't know if you want to say it like, take them off the pedestal or whatever. Nobody should be on a pedestal, not even you. You should just create freely whatever the fuck you want. But it has to be like this. Like, so imagine you end up marrying this person. Are you still going to place them on the pedestal, or they're just laying right next to you in bed and you're enjoying their presence kind of deal in the morning? So it has to, and if you are to be in charge of the narrative continuously of this fairy tale, you would have to have the reins it follows, right? So again, putting yourself in that energy and realizing this is no big deal. They have always been like this. In fact, they been salivating after me, and I am just letting them come over here. They want me more than I realize. Just let me just like stay on this for a second. Like, in conversations in my coaching, there are a lot of people who come in and they're completely misconstruing the situation. So I guarantee that a lot of people right here listening and rewatching, who right now are completely misinterpreting the whole shebang. Like, right now as we speak, your situation is way better than you realize. So consider that for just a second, that you're looking at your situation totally from the prism of mama drama panorama, and are, in fact, because of it, you're not seeing what's already there. Chances are, it's a really high chance, that this guy or girl, they are already madly in love with you. Like, no magic spell is necessary in that sense, other than the magic spell on you to realize it. um you just need to see what's already there. You're too busy talking yourself out of it. You're too busy spewing other kind of magic spells, that this stuff doesn't work, or it works for everybody else, it doesn't work for me, and you feel miserable. That's really disempowering. So chances are, if you take a look at life, at your relationship, at whatever, with the eyes of, I am the golden Buddha and only the best things happen to me, you might reinterpret a couple of things there. Okay, so they are mirroring back to you your own energy. If you just remember that, okay, and if you just remember you're in charge of them, you will be, home free in that sense. So whatever they think, whatever they do, whatever they feel, you're in charge of it. There's nothing that you can commend them in that sense that will not come true. Okay, you can tell them right now. I'm telling you right now, if I sit down and if I zero in on somebody and I say to them, with feeling, okay, with feeling only of pure quality, pure love, pure passion, pure desire, feeling how I want them to feel for me. And internally, I say to them, you want to propose to me? That person will propose to me. Like eventually, maybe, maybe one time is would be even enough, as long as I don't oppose it with something else. If I change my mind tomorrow and I say, no, 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 cancel it, I change my mind, forget it. But if I start supporting this reality and thus becoming one with it, this person, I don't even need to see them. I could do the entire fucking thing at a distance, never having spoken to them, and the entire thing will play out like totally like how I imagined it, totally how I imbued it with feeling. Okay, let me check my nose real quick because I don't want to get right, about the magic. So the magic spell is thought form and emotion form sent out very deliberately towards an individual, towards an event. You want to call it predestined, kind of like, predicting destiny, this, that, and the other. Just understand that you are. I can't stress this enough. Like, it's not just a fucking exercise, okay? This is like your energy goes into it, just like into everything that you're taking for granted this whole process in your life. Like sometimes my situation today is kind of like I'm afraid. Like I'm already so used to doing what I'm explaining here in many words that sometimes I'm like afraid to like give certain kind of energy to something to not activate it. You're very fucking powerful. You know how powerful you are. And if you realized, if you had like the holographic imagery of all the other intentions that you threw out or are throwing out currently that are not beneficial to you, you would be flabbergasted. Okay, it's like it's real time. What are you transmitting right now? Real time. Excuse me one second. This, I love this Red Bull. Holy shit, banana, so good. So yeah, realize that what you write down is law. No one else has the power, like literally. This universe is artificial. I feel like that's another component that, sometimes I walk in the street and I have my body, obviously, and I have my soul. But again, at this point in my life, like I'm so aware of the separation between the soul and the body. I know that I'm just in this body. I never felt it so acutely until recently, I guess. It's just more awareness of this being artificial, this whole thing, and I feel like if you really separate yourself from the reality, it becomes a little bit more impartial, and then it becomes like the choice becomes a lot more clearer, as if it's not clear already. But sometimes emotions get in the way, again, the unprocessed emotions. So get rid of those as much as you can, because you're going to be like a light traveler through parallel realities, parallel timelines, and others might not understand. They don't need to fucking understand. The whole thing will happen in your mind. Okay, let me not get carried away. It's all artificial. Just, go easy on yourself. The thing that really just, again, with the magic spells, with the predictions, with the scripting, the whatever, the manifestation part of it, is that you got to understand, like, you are really the center of your universe. You are the CEO of your life, and nothing gets done without you. Everybody's just waiting for your instructions and your instructions alone, even though it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so again, the reversal of that idea of I have to convince them versus they're already fucking convinced. I just have to massage my brain to accept it. Like literally, I'm telling you guys, for the people pleasers in you, which I know like are 99.99% of my viewers, this has got to be the hardest thing. And how I know this is because of my own experience. Like, you have a so-called devil in your mind who's constantly countering, okay, the things that you want. Figure out where this bitch is coming from. The devil, I mean. Like, what do they want? Who are they? Where did you pick this shit up from? and recognize and realize you are way more powerful. You have always been. You have agency to choose. These fears do not. And once you override it and you learn that nothing bad will ever happen to you, you're not a bad person, excuse me, all of those are lies, and that you do deserve the best. Your spirit team, like if you ask your spirit team, your spiritual guides, etc., they will help you. Okay, if you're not going to come into coaching and examine it, like even, but in addition to, even if you are going to be in coaching, to continually you want to say pray or ask help for guidance, it's all the same. It's just helping you to get rid of that energy. Okay. Forgiveness helps quite a bit, releasing of anger, recognizing what truly bothers you. But to have this purity of, yes, of course, not just speak those things, but to accept it, like embodying it. Like, this is the norm for me. I deserve good things, and they're just like this. They're automatic in my world because it's my world and I've decided it. Okay. So at some point, when you are really fascinated, in love with the idea of whatever it is that you're commanding this person to do, and again, I cannot stress enough, this has to be done with the highest caliber of vibration. And what is the highest caliber of vibration? Passion, love, appreciation, ecstasy, euphoria. Okay, this has to excite you. You cannot come off of revenge. All of those low vibrational, I mean, frequencies, they're not going to get you there. And here's why. At some point, once you've written it, you meditated on it. Like, again, the way that I do it is I write it out all out. Very seldom, but sometimes I do a rewrite if I want to restructure something, and I like a clean copy. I do my magic spells on my index cards. I've already told you too much. Just kidding. Go watch my first live on this channel where I talk about the success story of that magic spell. Holy shit, but boy, do I have to a follow up on that. Guys, it's crazy. Everything I'm telling you here is so 100% true that if you implemented, oh my God, it's just, again, only come from benevolence. It's just not going to work for people who are malicious. It's going to work against you, if you're malicious. But at some point, when you're meditating, and like in my meditations, I have this really like vivid apparitions of my spirit guides, and they're always like, they know I'm very visual, so they create visual demonstrations, if you want to say it like that. And they tell me, what's going to happen. Again, if you want to call it a prediction, they show me people's thoughts. They show me whatever I need to know to make an informed decision. And you can do the same in meditations. You can go in, and they kind of like give you more inspiration, confirmation, whatever the fuck you need to know, basically. And so at some point, provided this magic spell is benevolent, this intention is benevolent, and you are also benevolent and with, again, benevolent feelings, at some point, having done this energetic work around it, it's like this higher power is taking over. I don't know how else to explain it. You will feel support of the divine. Okay. And that's the only kind of fucking support you want. Because again, it's not like there isn't an opposite power. This is why evil people exist. They buy into the false power, which is very limited power if you think about it, really kind of limited thinking. But you will feel the support of the divine power, in that, like, we approve of this. It's you have our blessing. And now it's like, in your mind, the downloads become about this creation, that this is sealed into eternity, kind of situation. This is sealed, like nobody can touch it. I don't know how else to explain it. Okay. I mean, you can even write verbiage to that effect, but the fact that you receive the confirmation through the feeling and through the download of, if you want to call it the approval of the divine, if you want to call it, I've just made the connection with that timeline, you will feel like it's a done deal is the understatement of the century. It feels like you've just landed, arrived into the timeline in which everything that you described, it's like I've been saying during this live, has always already been here. The universe, God, whatever, the angels, they were just waiting for you to outline specifics. And this is why, again, I can't stress this enough over and over on my channel. Like, guys, it really is up to your decision alone. When no decision is being made, like, don't complain. All right, if you're yo-yoing, if you're doing this, that, any other, it's understandable, and my heart goes out to you. It's challenging sometimes to decide, but create this awareness that if I'm not deciding, nothing's going to happen. Okay. Remind yourself, you want to put it like on your fridge, on your laptop. I am the CEO of my life. Without me, nothing gets done. Shit doesn't get done because everybody needs supervision. Like, imagine your SP, everybody there that matters to you in your 360 bubble, they are your employees and you're to distribute instructions. So if you fail to deliver instructions, like, again, don't complain. Excuse me. Let me just check my nose. Hold on. So the most powerful way to drive this home, as I already discussed, is your own vibe. This is how you're going to achieve this. So no doubt you've had your manifestations that you're almost there, or you get a little birds before land. But to really tip it over into, not only have I achieved it, but I've achieved it permanently, just like the title says, permanently. You're only going to achieve it through maintaining your own vibration. In other words, you permanently need to switch over yourself again, because everything's a mirror of you in your 360 bubble, to this confident, sassy, classy, beautiful, star-like quality, which you already are. Just bring it out for everybody to fucking look at already. Golden Buddha. This is who you're permanently going to become. And again, for the newcomers, this is absolutely nothing to do with narcissism, nor do I fucking promote narcissism, never in my wildest dreams, because my own mother is and was narcissistic, and I know what that, situation is like all too well. No, this has completely nothing to do with it. This has to do with reclaiming your power of the golden Buddha, ones that like got you here into this position that you don't even know that you're this powerful. Like, some of you might believe it today that I'm saying to you, write it down, and it's going to come true like this. And not a power in the entire world or anybody will be able to contradict it. Like, in 3D, shit might happen that might seem opposite, but you don't give a fuck because you already decided it, and you know the kind of energy that you've imbued it with. You know the kind of energy that you send out. And this SP can get married 3 times, 300 million times over. I'm exaggerating, of course. It's not going to happen like that. But in the end, they're yours. They belong to you, and you might play with this idea in your mind, in the theater, the holographic theater of your world, of bringing them back and pushing them away. And I'm sure some of you will relate to that. But at the end of the day, it's the acceptance, like, this is my honey, and this is my money, and this is my house, and this is how I roll. It's your own acceptance that's going to keep them there. And for you to accept, yeah, motherfucker, I am this fucking rock star. I am fucking beautiful. I don't have to become a supermodel to be loved and adored. I just have to be me. How you like me now? Okay? And lots of you, like, not for nothing, I will continue reminding you in every fucking live, if I have to, how purely wonderful you are. Like, I'm truly impressed with my clientele of YouTube. And you should know this, like, somebody should tell you, you look weird when you pretend to be powerless, when you pretend to be less than, because you're all beautiful. And if it just clicked in your mind that you are that, and you took yourself rather seriously, and you took your own power seriously. Like, imagine, I don't know, somebody like a world leader like Margaret Thatcher or somebody like that showing up, not really caring about their words or the things that they talk about. Like, that's you, darling. Like, maybe Margaret Thatcher wasn't the ideal example. But whatever, it came to mind. Somebody who's responsible for whatever, an entire nation. Would you carefully watch your words? Would you carefully watch what you're feeling, what you're thinking, knowing the impact that it has on your surroundings? That's you. Just download this in your mind, like click, click in. Like, you might not have the job that you want today, you might not have the money that you want today, you might not have your SP that you want today. It doesn't fucking bloody matter. As long as the idea changes, I am unwanted to I am very much fucking wanted, because look at all these fucking qualities. Who the fuck wouldn't want me? And I have all this power. I've just forgotten about it. Okay. But the power resides with me. Okay. It's like I said in the last live, I have the power to lay it down, I have the power to pick it up again. So dust off your fucking power and understand it's for you to command your SP. It's for you to mirror to them what you want them to feel. Right now, it might seem impossible, like I said in my short. Right now, it might seem so fucking impossible. And you're right. For that version that you are right this second, right now, it is impossible. But in the next second, you can change. You can start entertaining what it's like to be this confident. That I write something and it's an order. Okay, it's an order that an entire country has to abide by. Well, in your world, they have to anyway. It's just like what I said. What if you decided they are single now, under the most benevolent circumstances, and they're becoming single? I mean, you can create such drastic changes, even in the world, if you wanted to. Like, I'll give you an example. Oh, really quick, this was my favorite example, and I hope I had something to do with it. This has nothing to do with this piece. Like, I had this, oh my God, a few years ago, I had this really diehard desire that all the, the carriages in Central Park, the horses, that that shit stops. Like, my heart breaks when I see these fucking horses. Oh my fucking God, man. It's just so heartbreak. That, the cold, the NYC cold. And just the other day, like, by chance, of course, nothing is by chance, I see on Instagram that the mayor had finally signed, that it's going to be taboo to have these horses. And I almost cried of happiness. So things like that, you can switch, like, in another reality, I'm sure that never fucking took place. You see, so you can even affect world events and this if you want to. If you want to, again, spend your energy on that. Okay. Now, very important, right? Because we do live in the 3D. Once you write the magic spell, you need to support it with 3D action. What does it mean? Imagine you are this desirable person. Again, this idea has to switch from I'm not wanted to I'm wanted. I'm very fucking much wanted by this person. And however you get there in your own way, in your own mind, if you cannot do it on your own, I'm here to help. But this idea has to completely flip, because you got to understand, when you think about yourself as unwanted, that's exactly how they're going to see you. Okay. If you think of yourself right now with no money, no honey, no nothing that you want, that you are the most mesmerizing superstar on planet Earth, watch what happens within the 24 hours. Into the ethers your now beautiful juices of inspiration go, and now it's transferred to everything, to your SP, to everything. You start communicating a new magic spell into the ethers versus the story you've been telling before. Nothing changed, you didn't get more money, you don't have your honey yet, but everything changed. So staying in that vibration of the magic star, of the golden Buddha, of the number one superstar in the world, in your world, for your SP, for everybody, that's the deal. Becoming magnetic. You're never going to muscle your way in there until you become that person spiritually. Okay, and nobody can take this away from you. Of course, you might be going through other challenges, this and that, but you will know how to fly above them. Okay, it will be, again, the separation. This is just a theater. I'm a soul who's allowed to time travel to different timelines. That's it. Okay, so starting with the physical, right, to support the 3D, starting with the physical could be, I don't know, something to mimic this reality of you being the most wanted person. The most wanted person, dresses differently. Again, I can't stress enough how the costume part of it really matters. Now, listen, don't misinterpret when I say this. Don't mimic somebody who's alive. Don't try to embody somebody who's already living. That's fucking creepy as fuck, okay? And I've been, I've been mimicked that way, and it really creeps me out. I think, what else can I say? Not what I mean at all, okay? Not parodying somebody, but becoming, in fact, a true version of yourself who's always been this way, and the inspiration of which to be like you will receive again in your downloads, in your meditations. Oh, what about this hairstyle? Oh, what about I lose, I don't know, a few pounds? Oh, you're just gonna be inspired. Okay, like for a long time for myself, I really wanted to quit drinking. And, I wasn't like a huge drinker, but, a couple of glasses of wine. Sometimes I liked beer, but I really didn't want to have that habit for some reason anymore because I was inspired to elevate, you see, to higher ground. And I knew that this situation cannot come to the new reality. So things like that. And then one day I had one drink, and it made me so unwell that like I could not have another kind of situation. Okay. So you see, like the universe will guide you through guidance and inspirations towards this higher version who has a different destiny, different situation. So how do they dress? How do they wear their makeup? The body language that we talked about last time, etc., etc. So start with the physical, and then it seeps in into the metaphysical. You understand? So you have the costume, you have the appearance of that person, this elevated, beautiful, newer version who is on top of the world, that ask them and interview them, and how do they feel and what do they think and what do they throw out into the ethers. Like when you think about your SP, that if you ask that person, they're going to be like, they are so crazy in love with me, I can feel them sweating right now. Like this is like what I can do today. If I think about somebody, I can make them sweat for me at a distance. I'm not bragging, it's just what it is. How do you know? And you're going to be like, but Anna, how do you know? Because I know. Okay, I've had experiences that people have confirmed to me whatever I was doing telepathically. I mean, I can read people's minds, first of all, but you can also direct people's minds. Okay, like you can again mirror their being. Again, that's not trespassing the will, whatever, the free will of anybody. It's not that. It's not trespassing the will, a free will of anybody. It's just mirroring their energy. They're your mirror in the first place. That's the reason why they don't call you. That's right now, anyway. That's the reason why they don't committing to you, because you yourself are not mirroring that for yourself. Mirror that situation like I'm on top of the world. I know my name when I'm thinking about them. Uh, I don't know. They're horny for me 24/7, you can say, or something like that. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? It's literally it's literally like on a remote control. And you're doing this right now. That's the stupendous thing, okay? That's the beautiful thing of this universe. Like you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to fucking convince anybody. You don't need to, you understand? All of this like manipulation in the 3D is such crap, may I tell you? Like you have the remote control in your mind and in your heart chakra for this SP, and you're not using it. Yeah, I don't know. So it seeps in into the metaphysical, and once you place, it's like, again, I've said this before, once you place like almost a tracker on their being, like you are connected, you quantum entangled with this person. But this is a brand new quantum entanglement because you're different. You're coming off of a really different point of view, let's just say, excuse me, about yourself, about life in general. And now you quantum entangled with this other version, frankly, that you can't get enough of. And they can get enough of you. Because the transmission changed, the energy changed, you're calmer. That's another quality of this quantum leap. You're calmer, you know that you have what you want. Even though at that moment in time, like nothing is yet visible, you are so with your magic spell, you're so with your instruction, you're so with that feeling of them being gaga for you. Like I said, they're lusting after me 24/7. And you know that to be as true, again, you don't even, you can't even, you won't be able to explain to me why you know it, but you know it. It's what I call knowing. You know it because it's like you can overhear their thoughts, you can feel their feelings, that you've placed yourself there. And you can, through signs, synchronicities, meditations, blah blah blah, you will have your power confirmed over them. What can I tell you? It just helps to write it all down, because as I've mentioned, like I can flip any diary right now that I have, like millions of them in my possession, and go to whatever I was scripting before I ever called it a magic spell officially, like this, for my channel, etc. I would just, I don't know what I would call it. I would just call it, I don't know, scripting, I guess. But whatever I would write down with deliberate, it's like it's the intention with which you imbue it. It came true verbatim. That sometimes, like, I would be cleaning and I would be finding old journals again, and I would read through it, and I was like, "Whoa, shit! Look at this!" And this came true, and I completely forgot about it. Now, again, imagine if you implement everything that I've told you thus far, and you're this deliberate and you're this precise without being desperate, obviously, right? Because we started out saying, imbue it with love, passion, etc. Like how you want them to feel, how you want to feel, period. How you want to feel in this relationship, right? So in other words, like if I want to feel appreciated, if I want to feel like I'm the one and only, if I want to feel like I'm soon going to get married to this person, like that does not exist simultaneously in the same space with I'm worried that there is a third party, or I'm worried they're going to find somebody else. It's a part of a completely different world. And you're going to become, through your own inner work and your own energy work, like to cleanse your energy, you're going to become very acutely aware of what is you and what is your mama drama panorama. And what is this reality? And what is the reality that you've been a part of up until now? This is the best way that I can explain it. And the more that you tune into holographically to this world, with all of its components already present, um, again, like them being loyal, them being faithful, them salivating after you, catering to you, all these things that you want right now. The more that you tune into this world, it's an adjustment, but understand that's what you need to accept. If you just went straight to acceptance, and listen, even physiologically it's impossible, because like your body even changes, your face even changes, like you literally become a different person. Like I can look back like 2 years ago, fuck it, a year ago, and my photos, and I can see it's a different person. 2 years ago, even more. Okay, you constantly quantum leaping, or at the very least you should, for your own development, especially if you're not happy. You are literally going to be a different person. You can go straight to knowing and to absorbing all of that, but you have to build yourself back up there. But once you're there, once you're this convinced that, you know what, I can matter of factly just say something. Like if you want to be where I am now, where I'm almost like a little bit, afraid of my power, like I have to really be specific, okay, and really be deliberate with my energy, where it's like I can just say something under my breath, I can just think something just very quickly, granted, with a lot of energy imbued behind it and with a lot of precision. In other words, I don't do this lightheartedly per se, but I do it quickly. Okay. And can I tell you, like, this, if you don't change it, it will become a permanent situation for that person. That's the other thing. If you listen, it's going to be up to you. And I hope you exercise, Again, the golden rule, as per Neville, don't, do unto others as you want done to yourself. If you become disenchanted with this person, or whatever, things have changed, lift that thing off of them and say, go your way, whatever. Okay, let's just say, your magic spell. If you don't lift that intention off of this person, it continues. And I actually had to learn this the hard way. So pay attention to as insignificant as you might think that you are right now, you might still have, actually, this is coming to me now, like certain other things that you threw out in the past that you need to cut cords with. You know what I mean? Like previous relationships, like these entanglements kind of situation. Maybe your energy is spread around somewhere else. But once you make this commitment, understand they're energetically attached to you, it will come true. So you better take this seriously. You better take this seriously. You better be responsible about it. If you've changed your mind, don't, you know what I mean? Don't keep this person, because I've done this in the past in my teens and 20s. Boy, it's like I can't even say that I knew exactly what I was doing, and it worked really well. A little too good. And again, it's what I started out by saying, it wasn't the caliber of people that I would use it with today. But we're all learning, etc., etc. But it worked so well. And this again is my warning to you, that if you don't process your mama drama panorama, these issues that you're still dealing with, the insecurity, the whatever, maybe you were abused as a child, and my heart goes out to you, and all of these other things, they will show up extra in these people. You understand? So just like you're amplifying this manifestation with extra energy, be aware that whatever is unprocessed will show up extra. Okay, because you wanted extra love, you wanted extra attention, you wanted ba 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 ba. The universe is telling you, yeah, but darling, look at this, something that you need to still process, kind of situation. And the universe will holds no prisoners. It will tell you exactly what you need to do if you're paying attention. Okay, hold on 1 second. So there are no secrets in the universe, and whatever you will decide on for them to do, for them to say, for them to feel, it will inevitably happen. And you should know this. It's like literally, they do not have an opinion, they do not have a personality, they do not have anything. Okay, it's only that what you assume about them, it's only what you place on them. Like right now in this moment, just imagine that the matrix does allow you to change your mind about this person completely, like that. And you're rewriting their program like top to bottom. You can even rewrite, I mean, if you want it to be adventurous, I suppose you can even make them change their name in confirmation. But why go so drastically? Just change whatever you want them to change, as far as um this I wanted to read, kind of like little pronouncement that I thought was really powerful. When energy is coupled with words, i.e., instructions, the command is unmatched in its power. So basically, thought transmission and energy transmission. Words have real gravity, words have vibration. Um, this is 100% true. So becoming aware of like the kinds of thoughts that and words that you're throwing in their direction, and therefore energy, um this is 100%. Even if you did nothing else, but let's just say in the middle of a very tricky situation with them, you just started meditating on them, and exercise forgiveness, but just vibrate the word love towards them. If you start with nothing else but this, and you just mentally just, embrace them or whatever, and I forgive you, this will change. Like, again, everything is done holographically. You can access anybody's mind holographically. You can again start vibrating love towards them, and at the very least start to let go of all the resentment, all the anger. Like the only reason, as I've mentioned in one of the lives, most recent lives, that you don't have your SP right now is that I can put $1 billion on it. There's resentment, unforgiveness, anger, one of these things that is like literally blocking your way. It's energetically, it's impossible to create a loving relationship when there's resentment, insecurity, fear, all of these things. Okay. So a change of any kind in the situation in the right direction, even though it might be challenging, is inevitable if you want and need to change this. And I mean, I'm going on the assumption that you do. All right, let me check my notes really quick. um right, and so you yourself on your own without this SP, this is how you're creating any kind of magic spell. You yourself on your own, you have to radiate this magical power of love and magic, that you're not bothered anymore by the past. You completely wiped clean. You're only interested in creating something miraculous right now, just like that, totally unbothered. I'm ready to jump in a new timeline. And again, in my coaching, I teach you how to do the energy work, and I teach you how to write the magic spell, the so-called magic spell. But understand that, again, going to it with the right vibration will set the tone to how it's going to turn out. Again, person to person, we discuss, like, how you feel about this. What does this mean to you? It's a whole holographic construction that you're going to, again, then place in your consciousness that is going to mirror back to you a different situation. And only one on one can I achieve this clarity of, do you understand what you need to do? Do you understand how to create the holographic universe in your mind and not be bothered anymore? Right. So, again, really important thing, that how a magic spell is different from a regular intention is that once you've concluded and your preferences, and once you send out this energy and you continue sending out this energy, it's a habitual thing. It's like you're not worried about it. Why? Because of all the things that I've just explained, and also that the kind of power that went out. It's unmistakable. Again, at some point, this benevolent power takes over, and you see the evidence of it showing up in your world that is completely unmistakable. That before you wrote that down, before you've made this fusing with the divine power. I don't know how else to explain it. At some point, the angels take over, and they put their own fucking energy there. Okay. And it becomes like something spectacular. And so, how a regular intention is different from a magic spell is that this is in stone. Again, this is in stone unless you change your mind, but only you can change your mind. And there are times where, I mean, at least when I was a teenager, now I have a better hold on it. When I was a teenager, I mean, it seemed to me that, and I was right, that I didn't understand how powerful I was, which is what I'm explaining right now. Um, and it seemed to me like basically my creation was controlling me, if you want to. So, again, word of warning: if you got to be energetically really stable and really prepared for what's coming, because it might overwhelm you. Okay, if you're not used to this kind of attention, like example I gave in my lives and videos, etc., on this channel and predecessor, my very first boyfriend in Russia had gone from a womanizer to a complete die-hard, faithful and loyal, without me insisting on anything or ever uttering it to him. I just made a decision, and I did a little magic spell, wrote out some things. I mean, to say that he was a changed person like almost overnight without me even noticing it is to say nothing. He was so obsessed with me, like I will never forget. Like it's not the only person who was that obsessed with me. um my first husband was also You see what I'm saying? Like totally cuckoo, like bordering on an insane stalker. Like I don't know why I said bordering. A totally insane stalker. You know what I mean? Like totally possessed. So this is my warning. Like don't do it lightly. And I was like, what? I was 17, 18 years old. Again, not knowing what I'm doing. Be responsible about it. Again, your idea needs to flip from I'm unwanted to I'm very much wanted, and from I'm powerless to I'm very fucking powerful. And maybe you needed to hear this message today to really inspire you to stop pretending to be this little person again and to start really commending. Get behind the wheel. Everybody's fucking waiting for you, your SP included. You want to call it a magic spell, you want to call it a decision, a really powerful, energetic decision, and a thought transmission. Call it whatever you will. But magic spell just draws your attention, even for your human mind, to be like, this is for real. I mean, unless you don't really believe in magic, I don't know what to tell you. Not magic witchcraft, but the ability to quantum leap, the ability to end up in a new reality, the ability to dream first of all and accept new things, new possibilities. Fuck the shit that you used to, that used to be and that you used to look at. No, I want something spectacular this time around. And you see, like, to open up your mind to that, that's the deal. And to start saturating yourself with it. All right, let me just check the notes real quick. You guys can ask your questions if you've got any. Sorry, one second, okay? I just want to make sure. I'm sure I didn't say something that I really wanted to say. Just can't remember now. Okay, did that. Change your vibration and they will change. Change your idea about them and they will change. Stay in command of your vibe. Okay, this is what I'm going to leave you with. At any cost, whatever pleases you. Okay, like for example, I really love Red Bull. I'm not trying to get a sponsorship, but why not? This wild berry situation, yeah, really really yummy. Even though I know it's not good for me, but on Saturdays I indulge. That brings my mood up. So staying in command of your vibe and your energy alone, that alone, meaning like staying in control of your vibe and therefore of your energy, will be enough to keep them glued to you, to keep them under your spell. If you change your vibration and you become less magnetic, you start doubting yourself, you start freaking out, they change. So it follows then that this whole ordeal is about you, not them. Okay, if you haven't been paying attention, change the inner tune, the inner tonality to I'm confident and start getting used to it. The entire situation changes like a mosaic. I don't care what it is. Again, unless they are abusive to you right now. It's completely going to, it's like, again, I mean, it's not very sexy when I explain it, how the quantum mechanics work, but the energy pulsates out of your heart chakra and rearranges everything, just transports you to that timeline. Okay, so that's the, isn't it a lot easier to be in charge when you know it's you? Okay, when you know it's you who needs to show up, you know it's you who needs to invest in themselves, and the SP situation will be like apropos, it will be like an aftermath. Okay, whatever you want, like, get up in the morning radiant, feeling magical, feeling inspired, feeling loved and adored, feeling sexy, feeling wanted. Even if there's no evidence yet, this person, click, is going to get the message, and it's going to be, as long as you hold that vibration, as long as you don't change your mind. Again, nothing in the 3D will show for some time, but as long as you marry that knowing through your powerful intention called magic spell, like, there is no bloody fucking way this person will not get it through the ethers. It will be, I mean, they're gonna be dying for you. Trust me, I know this from experience. You will be telepathically be able to tap into their thoughts, and then compare notes when you're with them, and they will like once the facade will drop of shyness and this and that with them, they will confirm to you that what you were feeling, what you were sending out, what you on purpose changed about them through your own vibration and nothing else, your own conviction of this timeline, is a replica, is a direct replica of what you wrote down, what you wished for, and more. Because the universe always over delivers. Trust me, that version right now, if you change your mind, is salivating after you even more than you realize. How you like me now? All right, you guys. I went over a little. All the information from me again is below. If you'd like to be in coaching with me, you need to book a 1 hour session first and then embark on this journey with me in the signature coaching package of 2 to 3 months for the deep dive and to understand. If you don't understand anything I just said, I'm so sorry, but maybe I can explain it to you in coaching. And if you do understand and have something to work with, I would gladly hear you out. Just book a session, sign a coaching agreement, and reach out to me via email. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Big kiss. Ciao, ciao.